So the use case is write a function to perform concatenation of given any strings. Okay. So we have written as a very basic, functionality, but that would fail for, bad characters, right? So here star character, which would take care of, collecting any character which is fed from the function call here, and star take care of, taking any character, but it stores in the tuple format, right? And what we are doing, we were looping over through each and every item inside the tuple, right? And checking the particular item is string or not. If it is not a string, then what we are doing is we are simply raising a value error. Understood? In this particular case, what happen is whenever there is a value error, right? It simply it simply crashes the application. If you see this, okay. So, and this is a very, very important message for us to troubleshoot. For example, let's say if someone is working on the production support, right? So, while looking at the log, they will understand that say if there is a complaint from the customer, right? So, they can immediately check that with the customer ID, they will find it easily with the customer ID and the specific time, right? They can directly go through the respective time from the starting and ending, and they can easily find the error message for this customer, right? Okay. Now, since we are raising error, right? So it's not about raising error. Raising error is okay, but at the same time, we have to handle the error case also. You should not application to crash, right? So what we should be doing is we will do a try. So the original code should be residing here. Okay. If there is no issue with for example, if there is no issue with this for loop, actually, let's say the loop will happen for, let's say, number of items that we feed it. Let's say if we are feed it 3 items, the loop will happen for 3 times, right? 3 times. First time it comes with item India. Okay. If not type of thing, right? Let's say this become true, correct? So first loop India, type of item, of course, yes, it's a string. String w equal to string true. Not true means false, meaning it will not meet this guy. Okay. And first USA also, it is a string. String w equal to string true. Not of true, false. It will not meet this guy. But as soon as it meets 56, right? 56 uh, digit number. What happened? Not of type of 56, which is integer. Not of integer double equal to string, right? What happened? Integer double equal to string, which is false, correct? So, and then what is the condition? Not of false. Not of false means true. Got it? So here, if true, then it meets this guy. And immediately we are checking who is that person, who is that value. So the value is 56. So 56 is not a legal character, legal string. Only strings are allowed. Only strings are allowed. Okay. When you go back to the output, right? Here you are seeing that value other 56 is not a legal string. Only strings are allowed, right? Okay. So in order to make it more, robust of application, right? So when I say robust, it should handle, if there is issue, it should handle automatically. Okay. Except exception as error, meaning this error variable to capture the exception message. Say print error is, got it? Now, if I execute, this will not crash. Did you see this? So previously you are seeing all the text with red color, right? So red color meaning most likely, this red color text will be appear if there is application that crashed. Okay. And when you are seeing this blue color, right? Like your program application is smooth, but still, what we do is we were printing out this message, just the printing out message. We are not doing anything else. Yeah. Okay. Now, if I don't give this, for example, if I don't give this, what happens? If I execute this, it will not display anything. Okay. See the name S is not defined. One second. Where is it? Yeah, here. So we are doing, One second. After the loop, once it is done with the loop. So once it is done with the loop, what does it really mean? Which means that it is executed successfully, correct? So s equal to dot join, and you should pass the character. What is the character? Whatever the input that we have feed it, right? So those things. See, now let me quickly help you the flow. Okay. So here we have defined this, right? We have defined a function, and the when it comes to function call, we are providing two values, India and USA, right? And in the characters, right? So how this will be stored? So since we have provided two variables, right? So two values, it will be stored in the form of tuple. Got it? And so for item in char, so what is the char value? Tuple, correct? So here item value is char, right? Let me also give 56, okay, which is given, yeah, and comma 56, because for this use case this will be very helpful for the failed scenarios, right? Yeah, that's where. And for item in car, right? So what is that car? Car is tuple of India, USA, and 56. So how many times this loop will happen? Loop happens for three times. Got it? Three times loop happens. Got it? And each time what it is doing, it is not doing anything. Simply it is checking whether the respective item is string or not. If it is string, it will not do anything. If it is string, then it will not do anything. If it is not string, then only raising a error. Okay, so this particular code, these two lines, right? There's two lines taking care of checks if item is if, check if item must must be of a string. If not, raise value error. Make sense? Yeah. And this is the core, guys. Actually, this is a core logic. Core logic to do concatenation. Guys, did you understood? So this is the core logic, guys. This particular, see, actual core logic is this. Without anything, without everything also fine. This is the core logic. But why we are making this? Because we want to build a robust application where whatever the input given by the user, we will simply take it and you know if it is error, then we should raise error. We should say this it's error. No, makes sense, huh? Did you understood? Guys, yes, no? So this is how we should build in the real time actually. The logic that you guys implemented, which is absolutely fine. Even if you refer back to the exceptional handling concepts, right? We have done so much examples like this. Okay, if you're not incorporating in your current examples, which means that you are lacking or you are not practicing on those examples. You should start thinking, is it? If there is an exception, let's you have to handle it wisely. Otherwise, what will happen? Your application go in the right. So you should be taking care of your application. The functionality you have to test. You have to challenge yourself. Let's say, for example, 56. Fine. If it is some list of items, that's a list of strings. Let's say hello, for example, right? Again, it should fail. See, error is hello. Hello is not a legal string. You got it? Hello is not a string, illegal string. It's not a legal string because it's a list, correct? Yeah. So this is how it's supposed to be, guys. Like you don't know the power of working on this kind of things, guys. Once you are powerful in with the string operations, right? String operations, doing all the things, which would literally important, guys. When you're working on this, like it would add a lot of good value. the your programming. See, string operations, functions, exception handlings. These are very very powerful. Now, did you see the beauty of the logic? It handles everything. Even you can make more robust. So, for example, even though if you're, for example, let's say, um, if you want to concatenation, so like what the use cases comes like this. Hey, user will give you any data, sure about it, fine about it, but you should only, let's say if it is data is valid, only do it. If it is invalid, ignore it. You got it? That's a use case. So in this case, what will happen? Did you see it? So what we can do is, so first of all, we need to, in this case, it's very simple that in that particular case, say you should have a initially empty string, right? S equal to empty, correct? And so what you are doing, if it is not, see here, in the same case, I'll remove this logic now. Understood? 1 second, let me have another program for this. Okay, currently, this is right. This is working. So I want to have one example. Let's say this is example 01. Okay. Now another use case, example 02. Okay. Yeah. Also, we did experimented, right? So now this time concatenate concatenate the strings, but ignore ignore the non-strings. You got it? Now, see, like everything else is same, guys. Everything else is same. If it is not a string, see, and we need to understand there is something called, um, continuous statement, right? You remember what continuous statement will do? What is the purpose of continuous statement? Right. It will go for next iteration, right? So continue. Got it? So if it is non-character, it's continue. Okay. So here in the loop, what I'll do, I'll simply yes plus equal to, right. For example, each time what I'll be doing. So each time I'll put some space, something like this, plus s plus equal to item. Did you see it? If it is a string, continue. Otherwise, see continue means what? Loop, go for next iteration. You got it? So once I'm done with this looping, I'll simply, this is where the core this is where the core logic is happening. We were adding one by one. Understood? We were doing one by one. So you can see, you can store into some other variable. Let's say, see other way also you can do. So other way, how we can do is, it's very simple. So other way is, you'll define one, empty empty list. For example, let's say valid strings equal to, initially it is empty. You got it? So what it will be doing here, continue, right? See, continue. If it is not meeting this, if it is not meeting this guy means what? We have to do, which we should adding on, valid. Did you see this? Valid string dot. This 1 second. Yeah. So if it is not a valid string, then append. Append. No, if it is not valid string, continue. If it is valid string, then valid string of append of item. Got it? So meaning this guy will take care of adding all the valid legal string test. Understood? So once it is done with the loop, what I'll be doing? outside of the loop, I'll be doing return. Same logic, whatever you made, right? Simply do this, right? 1 second. అమ్మ నేను మళ్ళీ చేస్తా మీటింగ్లో ఉన్నా. Sorry guys, my sister is calling. Yeah, sorry. Join. So here valid string. Guys, did you see this? What is the logic? There is nothing, Simply I use this to store, um, store all strings only. You got it? I have used this to store, capture all the strings. If it is not a string, then I simply ignored. So this happens only inside this loop, correct? See, the loop will happen for whatever the items we are passing, right? That many times. Let's say 3 times it will loop happen, and it only adds. See, first time what is the string? India, right? So the first time, if not of India, for example, so type of India double equal string. So this is true. Not true means what? Not true, it's false, correct? So if condition fail, so it comes here. Valid string dot append, it adds the India. Next time USA, it adds USA. When it comes to 56, not of 56 type of 56 double equal to string. So this is like integer, right? Integer double equal string, which is false, right? So not of false, true, continue. Understood? Continue means it will go for next iteration. But since there is no items left, right? So by the time it loops continues, it has only two items, India and USA. Simply we join, simply we join using the string join method, right? Join and valid string. You got it? So since we are passing here, see if you don't pass this space, right, then it will it joins like this. Okay, let me show you how it is. Okay, if I print this, oh, in this example, it's not this, right? So no problem. Simply we will replace with 56. Yeah. If I export this, did you see this? India USA continued actually. But if you want to make a proper one, so how you have to do? You have to give space here. You guys understood? Then only you can see a proper proper string on the screen, since it's overloaded. Yeah. Guys, did you see this? This is also one more use case. But in general, uh, we will not ignore actually. So but as soon as there is a specific business use case where we need to ignore the invalid characters, but originally if there is a invalid characters, we will not do like this. We will we will see. That's what, when we got a task, right, we should ask the respective lead or architect, hey, you are giving me this task, but like, do I need to handle all the error scenarios also? Or let's say if the user is passing other than strings, so what is the expected behavior, right? We should ask the respective even customer also. For example, if your customer itself raises some issues, hey, see, my for me it's this are sometimes I might pass but mistakenly, but instead of raising instead of making your application to crash, or I'll not get the output. So when I pass this, I'm not getting anything, right? So, but my expectation would be like I should get India and US string for the legal ones. So we should be very careful when we were working on the task, right? So we should ask the respective use case. Now, did you see how robust it is? Got it? And here, let me also put one more comment statement saying that this collects all the strings. Okay, here this statement collects all the strings. Got it? And once we are done with this loop, like this loop, we were only doing it for loop. 3 times loops happen for collecting all legal string. Yes, now did you understood? See, This loop is only designed for collecting all the legal characters. Understood? Yeah. If it is illegal, then it will not do a, you know it will not add it to the container, this valid string container. Understood? And returns this particular return, what it returns, simply join valid string. So whatever the valid strings are available, it joins. If for example, let's say if user is not sending anything, imagine if I execute this, see how it handles. Because originally it prints the, see, if you drag like this, because it is not returning anything. You got it? Because you're not passing anything, no loop will not happen, nothing going to happen. Simply it's empty string. If you pass one, then it should say, for one, what it should say, actually we are simply continuing it here, right? If you want to handle it, you can raise error. But originally if it is one, no problem. If it is hello, hello, let's say Japan, for example, right? What happened this time? Did you see? Concatenates. It ignores this guy. Guys, now did you understood how robust this application is? Yeah. So in the real time, we build this kind of applications, guys. Yeah. Understood, no? We will pass like this. We do like, in the real time, this is how it's supposed to be. And also we will write a, like, proper documentation string saying that here, here. So documentation string function to function to concatenate all legal strings and ignores the non-string items and non-string items. Okay, that is the documentation string. And we should also say returns. So string is the returns a string output. Understood? And also uh, like this should be fine, no problem. Return string. And what else? If it is exception, yeah. Now it will never raise exception. Why? The reason is very simple. We kind of handle here, right? So if it is error, then we will not sending out anything. But having this exception handling concept also fine. Okay. Yeah. So any questions on this, guys? You're good. You understood at least. Aparna, you're fine now. Yeah. And what you guys has to do is, by looking at this program, you need to write a, algorithm. Writing algorithm are very, very important, guys. Okay. By looking at or by looking at this program, you should start writing the algorithm. Yeah. All right. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, is it? Okay. Uh, All right. We'll do one thing. So we will start. Okay, that's fine. Um, since we are almost done with this example, I can provide you a few more examples. You people please work it offline. Okay. So I'll pass example like this. So work it offline and share the examples. Yeah, make sense? All right. So I want to stop it here. Take